Hello friends, today we will be discussing about battery and especially lead acid battery. And in lead acid battery we will be discussing particularly about 12 volt battery. Its a range, from how much range it ranges minimum to maximum, its charging and discharging cycle. We will see number of cycles as per rating age capacity, how to calculate discharging current for a particular battery, then what are the different charging methods we have, constant voltage and constant current, and in lead acid battery what are the types we have. So let us start. A 12 volt battery we will be discussing. So everyone knows a battery, it consists of cells. So when you have seen a lead acid battery, whether at home or it is a vehicle battery, when you open its top cover, you will see 6 different sections. These are called cells. That means we have total 6 cells, which will comprise of total 12 volts in as a general. But individually, when you will measure its voltage, it will be around 2.2 volts, and approximately it will go to 13.2 volts. So maximum charge when battery shows it is about 3.2 volts. So minimum AH capacity of 12 volt battery what we generally have in market is 2.5 AH, and maximum to 200 AH capacity lead acid batteries. Since I have worked in battery section, so I can tell you all these things in details. Whosoever wants to know about the details about battery charging and discharging and all its internal constructions details, so these are the batteries. 2.5 h generally it is used in two wheelers, small, generally in bikes 2.5 h 5 ah battery, and in vehicles it starts from 32 ah and up goes to higher. And in big vehicles it is about 100 ah, 92 ah, different capacities we are having. Same at homes also we have seen minimum ah rating battery. When you will see it is about 150 ah, 200 ah, and in those also there are categories. At homes we can use normal lead acid batteries plus tabular batteries. For example, I can show you one battery I have. This is an Amaron battery, and it is a VRLA battery, which I will tell you in this lecture last what is VRLA battery. So here we can see its specification. Charging method it is given STDT recharge at 0.4 amperes into 5, approximately 10 hours it will take for full charging. HDR, high rate, HDR means high rate discharge. मैं बाद में I will write down in paper, you can see. At -10 degrees at 40 amps. These specification I will tell you in details afterwards when we will take example. And CCA, current rating cold cranking amperage test it is called, at -18 degree when it is performed, because these batteries are used everywhere. In it can be used in hot areas, in desert conditions. These batteries can be used in high altitude areas also, in vehicles. So this is the specification. 70 amps at 6 volt, how we discharge this battery. I will tell you all these things in details. This is a 12 volt 4 ah battery of a bike. It is written here, we can see 12 volt 4 ah battery at 10 hours rate. What is this 10 hours rate? I will tell you further here. So what are the charging and discharging cycles? Number of cycles as per AH rating capacity. It means every battery has a charging and discharging cycles, that how many times you can charge it and discharge it. It is applicable for mobile phones also, that every battery has number of cycles. After that its capacity gets reduced, which most of the peoples might be knowing all these things. And number of cycles, since we are talking about lead acid battery, so number of cycles it depends upon its AH capacity. In general, I don't have list currently right now, but for 2.5 ah minimum number of cycles will be there. For 32 ah some 200 cycles will be there. For maximum rating AH capacity 200, it will go up to 600 cycles. So it constitutes of charging and discharging cycles. For a good battery, when we test into deep, since I have done all these testing as I have already told you, so battery should give minimum 50% of its rated AH capacity. Like here we have 200 Ah capacity battery. Till its last cycle approximates, we can see approximately 600 cycles are there. So its last till its last age till its last cycle, it should give 50% of its rated AH capacity. That means 100 AH minimum. At last cycle, battery should minimum, it should give a 100 AH capacity. In commercial market, when we go, we generally get all these things in warranty form, like 2 years and all those things. But since we have done testing at lab levels, therefore I am able to tell you about all these details. For example, we can take a 12-volt battery of 120 Ah at C5 rating. This rating you will find at everywhere, mostly. C5 rating we have, I have written further also. C10 rating we have, this is C20 rating, and C10 battery is also available, which I will tell you further. So this is an example of 12 volt 120 Ah at C5 rating. First of all, I will like to tell the audience that C5 rating batteries are mostly used in vehicles. Since in vehicles high cranking ampere current is required, so mostly C5 rating batteries will be used in vehicles. And C10 or C20 generally, we most of the people, they can find at homes, which rating will be mentioned, because it is used for long duration for current supply. Though there we are using C20 battery. uh, since we have this example of 12 volt battery, then how we will calculate its discharging current? We have 120 Ah battery capacity divided by 5 hours. This C5 means capacity at 5-hour rate. Hours will get cancelled, and approximately what current we will get? We will get 24 ampere current. That means when we discharge this 12 volt 120 Ah battery with 24 ampere currents, minimum 5-hour backups should be provided by the battery. Minimum 5, I am saying. It should be more than 5 hours, approximately 6, it can go 6.5. But minimum, if when we are discharging this battery at continuously 24 ampere current, when we put the load of 24 ampere, it should minimum last up to 5 hours. As I've already written, C5 batteries are mostly used in vehicles for cranking purpose. Cranking, everyone knows. Then when you start the motor of a vehicle, of a bike anyway, then it high starting current is required for the motor. Then C20, then C10 rating we have. Not C10, it is C20. C20 batteries are mostly used for commercial use, like at homes, in inverters we use. If we calculate, C20 batteries are somewhere available in vehicles also. So what is the conversion factor? Like C20, if we convert into C5, because C5 is standard for calculating, the conversion factor is 0.8. Example, we have 92 Ah battery. When we will multiply 92 into 0.8, its original capacity will come to 73.6 Ah. This we can do for any battery who is having, which is having a C20 rating. For C5, it is a standard procedure, as I've already told you. We have C10 battery also, but we will not discuss into detail since I have worked on this. Though it is used for basically communication purpose. Same, its conversion factor will be, if we convert into C5, it will be 0.08. That means we have to multiply original AH capacity into 0.8. Then fourth point, charging and discharging cycles. As I have already told, it will be different for batteries as per rated AH capacity. In detailed specification, we are having how many cycles we can charge and discharge. The standard procedure for this is 1 hour charging and 5 hour discharge, because cycles mean we have to charge battery for 1 hour and then continuously discharge for 5 hours. This is the example, minimum 5 hours it should last. And generally, as current specification, it is everywhere specified by the manufacturer, but we have to, if it is not specified also, then 10% current as per rated Ah capacity we have to take as a standard of a specific obliques, it will be specified by the manufacturer. Otherwise you can take 10% of the battery current, like when we are having 120 Ah battery, if you don't know, for charging current you can take 12 ampere current for charging this battery. So since this is having 600 cycles, this is an example for this. Like we will discharge this battery for with 24 ampere current and charge this battery for 1 hour for 1 hour with 12 ampere current. This will go up to last cycle, and as I already told you, it will be different for different age. This is just an example of 600 cycles of 200 Ah capacity. It will be different for 32 Ah capacity of your Maruti Gadi's vehicles which are having, there are also different plate batteries, 32 Ah, 35 Ah, 60 Ah batteries also there. So it will be different for that. Now what are the different methods? There are basically two different methods. Others are also there, but I will discuss only two. One is constant voltage method. When voltage is fixed at 14.4 volts, current will decrease oblique battery oppose as the battery get fully charged. First of all, charging method, it is also specified by the manufacturer. When constant voltage method is used, the upper voltage limit is fixed at 14.4 volt, or we can fix at 16 volt also. As I am already told that since I have worked in batteries, so I can go into details about the batteries. Generally we use 14.4 volt, and in your vehicles also or at homes also, this voltage is generally fixed for a 12 volt battery. Since I have already told at above, its maximum voltage can go up to 13.2 volts on fully charged battery when new battery is there. Therefore we fix this voltage at 14.4 volts, and we will charge the battery as per standard rating current, either specified by the manufacturer, or 10% of the current we can take according to Ah of the battery. When the battery gets battery gets charged constantly, it will try to oppose the current battery because of its internal resistance. So finally what will happen, it will not become zero, but approximately it will go till 0.5 ampere. That means the battery is fully charged. When during last cycles it shows about 0.5 ampere current. Then another method is constant current mode method. Here in this method we have to fix upper voltage limit at 18 volts, and current will be kept constant, which will be specified by the manufacturer. Because 18 volt, why we are keeping? Because obviously 12 volt battery will never reach 18 volts. It is a standard thing which everyone can understand, that upper voltage, since we have fixed so high, battery will never go up to this voltage, and current we are constantly forcing into battery. This is called forced current which we are putting into battery for its charging time. It will be specified by the manufacturer, as I told you, approximately in battery which was written 12 hours. Or if it is a standard lead acid battery, we have to check its gravity means electrolyte. For that, gravity meter is there. During the last 3 cycles, constant reading of 1.280 it should be there. That means battery is fully charged. When the gravity of the electrolyte becomes 1.280, then it means battery is fully charged. What are the basic difference? Lead acid battery, it requires obviously maintenance as per its usage, and distilled water, water is required to be added, and topped as per its usage. Then another type of battery in lead acid only, it is VRLA, that means valve regulated lead acid battery. First of all, everyone should know that in lead acid batteries, acid and water ratio is approximately 35% acid and 65% water. In general way, if I say that 3 units we can say of acid and 7 quantity and 7 units of water we have to mix. In acid we have to mix this water. So all this we have seen in lead acid battery. Now what we were discussing, as I told you about an example, here it is written HRD, high rate discharge, at minus 10 degrees Celsius. All these tests basically they are being carried out at laboratory premises. When high rate discharge is performed, then its voltage will be specified at 10.5 volts till it's this lower limit value, and discharged with 40 ampere current. During the proper procedure, it is specified in the generally specifications that when we discharge this battery with 40 ampere currents till its lower specified limit 10.5 volt, it should give approximate it should last up to some seconds or minutes, which will be specified in specification. Same goes for CCA. It is called cold cranking amperage test. This is HRD, high rate discharge, and this is CCA, cold cranking amperage test at minus 18 degree Celsius. Which we can see what is written for this battery. It is 70 amp at 6 volt. That means we have specified its lower cutoff voltage at 6 volt. Here we have specified 10.5 volts. When we discharge this battery at 70 amps, it will come and drop down to 6 volt, but for few seconds it should last. Then only the battery is considered to be passed. This is basically VRLA battery, but still I will show you. It is a maintenance free battery. We will see in multimeter also. We will set its voltage. You can open this knobs. As we have already seen, as I already told you, there are 6 different cells. Each cell will composed of 2.2 volts. Let us try, and we can this I am showing you, since in general what we see, we can test a battery, everyone knows, by connecting its lid. We can see it is showing 7.99 volts. Since this battery is damaged and it is a discharge battery, but still I will show you individual cell if it is showing its voltage or not. See, like in this cell it is showing only few volts. This cell is okay, as we see the voltage was there once. Since it is not connecting properly, it is coming about 2 volts. See, this is fully charged cell. If anyone does not know, we can check individual cells also in batteries at home also. See, it is fully charged cell, 3.55 volt. It is okay. It is also fully charged. See, it is getting increased actually. Here it was not showing anything. Here it was showing 3.67 volt. It will get increased in each cell. 4.5. It is going up to 5.5 volt. Since this battery is damaged, it is not showing properly. Otherwise, for a 12 volt battery, you can try this at home, putting negative lid and positive in plates. So each cell will show different voltage and it will continuously go up to 12 volts. This is an example of VRLA battery. One thing I forgot to tell, in VRLA battery, we do not put acid. It is generally the technology which is used is AGM. It means absorbent glass material. The plates basically which are used in this battery are in the form of gel technology. It is a basically consists of H2 acid and acid composition only, but it is in the form of gel only. That's why we call it as maintenance free battery, since no water is required to be top up. And when battery is getting fully charged, we have a pressure regulator in this. It will be available in each and every lead acid battery, from where when battery is getting fully charged, and in case it gets overheated, the pressure will automatically regulate from the battery. So today all this we discussed about battery, and all these things which I told you. If anyone has any doubt, you can please feel free to ask all the doubts. As I already told that I have worked in battery section lab, and for a maximum duration of 5 years, so I know each and everything about battery in depth details. Thanks for watching this video, friends.